11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Bills force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Nix from the shotgun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Franklin. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big man rumble. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dawson Knox, 67 yards. And the Bills have moved out in front. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Open man here is Gentry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw now on 1st down. Going up top. That is incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Yellow.
Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He finds his man complete. It's Rhodes. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 33. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yellow.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now he's free to midfield. How about this? He's to the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Throwing left side, it's complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Yellow, yellow. Hero 15. Right side.
They'll throw now on the final play. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff up the middle. Lucas pushing his way through.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's Nix.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. The slot man in motion right.
And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix.
Touchdown, Bills! A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bills are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards that time. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Open man right side is Rice.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
Hey, 43, 43, 15.
Now it's Mahomes again. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Mahomes going to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jair Elam makes a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, and my goodness, another interception. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the 1st.
Let's go now.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, but that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
He completes it to Hunter. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yellow. Yellow.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And now here is another interception. And the Bills will take over possession here up at the 44. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 69 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They're going to run the jet sweep on 3rd down. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they... And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Troy Anderson. And the Bills are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 8. They run the counter. It's Lucas. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 15 yards that time and a Buffalo first. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lucas. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. Lucas. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
On third down. It's Lucas. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And they will take a knee here. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Bills, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week